Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Flesh and Blood stream. Tonight, we're going to be playing the Dash list that won the national championship in New Zealand. So I'm pretty excited. The list is kind of cool. The most notable thing is that it's playing Hanabi Blaster, which is pretty fun. I think it's pretty cool. It's a card that I really, a card that I really like and that has really been underutilized, in my opinion, since its debut in, I can't remember when it came out, but I don't think it's been played enough, and so I'm pretty excited to play it tonight and see how it feels. Hey, Simo, what's up, dude? I am but a simple guy. I see fab content, and I click to absorb. I love it. I absolutely love that, man. Like, it's a phenomenal answer to seeing Flesh and Blood content. I love that. Troll says, play the better Dash. What's the better Dash? You talking about Dio? I assume you're talking about Dio, Troll. Hey, Trent, what's up, brother? How are you, man? You doing okay? But yeah, so this list was ran to Australian top four. I think Australian top four nationals. Hayden Dale lost in top four playing the list that we're playing tonight. And hang on. I don't want to do my man disjustice, not serve justice here. I can't. Daniel McKay, that's the name that I'm looking for. Daniel McKay won New Zealand Nationals playing Dash. So the exact same 80 ran to the top four and won a national championship. So I don't know, like, it's pretty cool. The list is fun and exciting. There's a couple of things that I see that I'm immediately curious about changing, just maybe with better cards. But I don't know. We'll see how it feels tonight. Also, we've got Nick here tonight. Nick's not with us now. I'm getting ready to jump in the Discord here in a minute. Nick's going to be playing games with us. He's going to be helping us test. He's going to be playing KO into us, and I think he's going to be playing Zen a little later on, is what he said. So I'm excited to see how the deck feels into KO into Zen and kind of see where we can go from there. Because the other day when I played Dash into Zen against Zach, it felt pretty good. Or no, that was Levia. I played Dash into Silas like last week, and it felt pretty good. So, but we'll see what's going on. But the first thing I want to talk about here, Whispers, it came out in Dynasty. I mean, yeah, I'm glad you could remember that. I don't remember when Hanabi Blaster came out. Troll says Dashio is the better Dash. I mean, Dashio is really cool, and she like offers a lot more fun interaction in the game, but I enjoy Dash IE more, to be honest. So before we jump into the games, I want to talk about this graphic here. Let's make this the full screen. I want to talk about this graphic here. This talks about like what decks won national championships in week 2. New won 5 nationals in week 2, which I don't feel like it should surprise me as much as it does, to be honest, but it does really surprise me. I was very like kind of, I don't know, like floored a little bit to see that New won 5 nationals. Like, New's a good hero, and I'm not saying she's bad, but I don't know. I was not expecting her to win 5. Also, Victor winning 2 nationals. I got to watch I think it was Malaysia's nationals. I got to watch the finals match of that where Victor ended up beating Enigma. I was super happy for Keith Young, I think was his name, to win nationals on Victor. It was really cool showing. I was very excited to see it. But yeah, 5 news and then Zen right behind it. So a lot of the new set heroes is what we're seeing, which is pretty cool. Let's hop in the Discord with Nick. Hey, what's up, brother?
What's up, how are you?
Good. How are you, man?
Good.
All right, let's get a game going here. Grab that invite link and I'll shoot it over to you real quick. All right. New is annoying. I mean, New does have a lot of annoying hand disruption effects. I definitely like understand why you think New is obnoxious. Like, she's a very obnoxious hero to play against, for sure. Like, I get that. It's kind of like Assassin's whole MO. I think we're supposed to go second against Nick. I think we're supposed to go second. Dynasty was when all the weird archetypes came out. that now most have been better realized in play. I mean, yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense, Trent. I do agree with that. Okay, so we want Balance of Justice. We want Goliath Gauntlet. This is just going to be a straight race. I assume that we want Hanabi Blaster here as well. And since we want Hanabi Blaster, that means we don't want any of the other pieces that we have over here. I have set aside I have sideboard slotted like the cards that I think Hayden and Daniel were intending to play in the sideboard. Because there's one chamber and one backup protocol red. I don't know how accurate I am, but it does feel very like keen with what I've done. If we're not playing pistol, we're not playing high octanes. Underloop is a very good card to try and gain recursion over the course of the game. And Yellow Throttle, I feel like this should just be Scramble Pulse, but I'm not sure. So I guess we're just going to go second. We're going to run the straight 60 here and see how it feels. See how it feels into Nick. How much context when looking into that do you take? Because people around here aren't impressed by New winning 5 nationals if the all were open invite and the attendance was really small. I mean, so that's fair. Like, that makes a lot of sense, King, that like people feel like see things differently and like have the game from a very different perspective. So people not being impressed that New was winning nationals there makes a lot of sense. You know, but New hasn't really done anything like crazy to impress me a lot is where my impression comes from. So, but I definitely agree with you that like context is everything. 100%. Yeah, not all events being the same are like big factors in that. We're just gonna block 6. Hey, Annabelle, what's going on? Having access to 9 surgical extractions isn't OP at all. I mean, I agree. That is absurd. Having access to 9 surgicals is ridiculous. We're gonna block this because I assume Nick is just gonna pass after this. All right, so Nick is gonna arsenal a card that we quote unquote don't know about here. So we have a couple of options here. One of the options is that we can boost Sprocket Rocket to come in for 5 and kind of see where Nick goes from there, because we have the ability to play both of these if we want to and still end up with an arsenal. I kind of like that. It requires us to give up our accelerator pretty early on in the game, but I think that's okay. Spent the day applying to jobs and making a video. Yeah, I saw you had something earlier that was live earlier. I don't know if it was live or if you posted a video earlier. It popped up. I haven't got a chance to watch it yet. I've had so many meetings at work recently. Everybody who doesn't know, I work in like IT education and healthcare in our local healthcare system in Tennessee, where I'm from. And like the least favorite part of my job, bar none, is the 900,000 meetings I have to sit through all the time. I don't want to take any credit away from them, but just something that I wanted to get your opinion on, because I love New and Assassin overall, but it just seems like every deck is vastly different from each other, unlike Zen. Oh, you're talking about like every version, every build of New, you mean? I do actually very strongly agree with that take. I am a big proponent of that take, honestly. That's a great card to Arsenal. So we're gonna use this, play the other Teklo Pounder, and then Arsenal. And we've used a lot of setup here to try and play some solid offense. The best part is we can block 6 and still have a very good hand. Just kidding. Nick threw Blood Rush Bellow. I mean, we could get balance here if we wanted to. Doesn't seem bad. A little sad that sets like Dynasty won't happen anymore. Like a year or so later, we're now seeing all of those cards in the way back becoming absolutely fire. Can't wait for the Warrior Axe. I mean, yeah. So why do you think they won't happen anymore is what I'm curious to know, Simo. Well, main system might be hard to switch past for classes less abruptly. I mean, that does make sense, yeah. I think we're gonna take 5 here. Yeah, I think we're taking 5 here. And then Bear Fangs for 9. I mean, we get to block 6. At least Nick's Blood Rush turn wasn't all that in a bag of chips. It's pretty good for us, I would say. So we're going to go Zipper Hit for 9 because of the Teklo Pounders, which is, I mean, I would call that pretty good. Hey, Josh. Yeah, I'm excited to play more Dash tonight. It's the list from New Zealand Nationals. What makes it New Zealand Dash? Ben, this is the list that won New Zealand Nationals. That won New Zealand Nationals this past weekend. Hanabi also, yep. Trainings too. What do you mean, Wally? Like you got like a lot of you have like a lot of PT or something recently? Is that what you mean? I'm going to. So we're gonna activate Heart. It's still an okay card for us to Arsenal, to be honest, but it's not the best thing in the world. So I'm just gonna throw this, and we're not gonna boost. We're not able to add any counters to the Hanabi Blaster here. Scowling Fleshbag's kind of preventing that, but we did get to have a 14-point turn off of 2 cards, so that's pretty good for us all the way around. And we still end up with a decent Arsenal card here. Our hand's not all that in a bag of chips, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers and all that. I've never been to New Zealand, but I've always heard it was cool. Dash.io or get out? Yeah, that's not happening. I mean, I do like Dash.io, but... Let's block here and see what happens. We have another card I'm comfortable blocking with here. Hits the Beast Within and the Send Packing. So I think we're gonna take 6 here. Go to 23. Wild Ride discards the Send Packing. I guess we're gonna go to 17 and see if there's disruption after this. Probably just Claw if I had to guess, so I'm gonna block 3. Jesus Christ.
That was a big turn.
Yeah, 5, 11, 17, 28 with no 28 with no Blood Rush. I mean, it's insane. That's wild, dude. I mean, I need to make sure that we can start adding counters to the blaster here, so I think I'm supposed to block here and just take 6 and then crack this. I think is the plan. And then we can find a card to Arsenal for next turn. Okay, it would have been fine if we would have given that up, but I still think this is a better play for us. So let's go 6 go again. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to crack the headpiece there, Riku. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I'm supposed to. This feels like a game that's going to come down to like just straight racing instead of like, you know, trying to, like, it feels like it's just going to be a straight race. As opposed to like being a little bit of a longer game, so cracking it sooner there, I guess. One more week and Sash is blitz banned or Lynx gets unbanned. Ooh, Lynx getting unbanned would be interesting, to say the least. Want to go to New Zealand on holiday? I mean, that'd be cool. Large part of my job is trainings, because we do like a QA style work. Okay, gotcha. That makes sense. Hey, what's up, Max? How did your armory go? Hey, Andrew, what's up, man? My dog just had puppies, and Aggro Blaze is live. It's a Christmas miracle. Andrew, I appreciate that, man. Congrats on the puppies, man. That's exciting. I was like, that's really exciting, honestly. I was like having adding new members to the family, brother. I'm happy to hear it for you, man. That's awesome. I don't really want to go to 4, but maybe I'm supposed to. Also, we've only seen 1 2-cost card in our entire hand, like in any of our draws so far, which is pretty unfortunate. Probably speaks to me should have maybe I'm supposed to use the Goliath Gauntlet earlier. Not sure. It's very possible that I was supposed to use it earlier to try and get points there. I don't think I'm supposed to take 7. That's intriguing. (3-1) KO is my bane. What did you play? I mean, yeah, we're gonna block. And then I'm gonna play the Technical Core and just pass here. We've probably lost this game. The 28-point turn, I think, is just too much for us to come back from. Like, I don't really know how decks are supposed to race this, to be honest, but... Okay, so this is going to be go again something. So the 2 resources there and that, which means I can block here. I think if this isn't go again, I would be baffled. And have you seen Zen? Unfortunately, I have seen Zen. Yeah, we're gonna block 6. Techlo Core pops, and we're gonna play Techlo Pounder and pass. We're continuing to put items into play, but not really doing anything. Alright, well that doesn't quite end the game. We go to 1, but it doesn't kill us. Next pulping will kill us though. Yep, and then we get to block for 9. We get a Quicken token, which doesn't really matter. I guess we should just use the resources while we have them to come in for 7. It's something. Michael Paul did a big hydrate 60 seconds ago and then said drink in all caps. I love it. I got you after this game. Zen does do 30 point turns. I mean, Zen does 30-point turns, and like, I mean, to be fair, like, so does this deck. Look at all the blue cards we have over here. Like, we have yet to. A lot of our red cards are like still in our stack somewhere, which is interesting to me. Probably kind of what happens when you're. Probably kind of what happens when you're playing 24 blues in an aggro deck. We also boosted over 5 red cards in the like 3 turns of offense we did get to play. So we have to give 2 cards here, which means we're just dead to like virtually anything else after this. Oh, what playmat did you get? Not complaining about a 24-point turn. I'm simply pointing out that we probably lost the game because Nick on turn 2 played a Blood Rush, and then on turn 3 had a 28-point turn, or a 24-point turn with no Blood Rush. I'm not complaining about anything. I'm stating facts of the game. Trust me, when I'm bitching, you all will know it. It's not pretty. Alright, let's run that back. Oh, and 1. Alright, we're going to start with Techlo Pounder again. I think that's the best place to be starting. You know, you come back from this, you play a deck and block something you love doing. I mean, blocking doesn't win games enough. Like, honestly, against KO. Don't make me play Blitz. Either I kill with plays turn 2 or Brutes kill me on turn 2. Listen, everybody Everybody wanted to play Blitz. Everybody wanted to play Blitz for the August Talishar tournament. It's going to be a lot of fun. Listen, it's going to be a fun day. It's going to be a short day, but it's going to be a fun day. Nick rolls a 3. Okay. Would like to be able to keep this card if I can. That would be an ideal card to keep. I guess the complaining was, how is anyone supposed to be expected to race this? Actually, not a complaint is what I say. I mean, I guess me saying I stand by that. How are we supposed to win that game? We weren't supposed to win that game, and we lost just like we did. Hey, Havoc, what's up, brother? How are you, man? "100% playing Data Doll." That should be fun. I'm thinking of bringing OGKO to that. You should. OGKO is a lot of fun. So man, this is an interesting line. It's probably more important to try and get a counter here. So we're gonna crack Goliath Gauntlet. We are not going to make the mistake that we did earlier. I am going to boost. So this is gonna be for 9. Because of Goliath Gauntlet here. Oh, got the new playmat? Nice, let's go. Just bring Briar. Glad to be back in Georgia after a month away. That's right. I remember you told me you were traveling with your family or something like that, right? I was like, I feel like I remember you telling me something like that. And then Flesh Bag stops our turn that we have. So we're going to throw this for 3 and arsenal the card that Nick took from us. I mean, still okay. We got 2 pieces of equipment from Nick, and we had a 12-point turn off of 3 cards, and we still get to have an arsenal. I'm curious to know if Hayden and Daniel were playing Hanabi Blaster in this matchup, or if they were playing Pistol in this matchup. Nick getting a free, like, pretty much a free stop of Hanabi Blaster, like one game, like one turn is with the Flesh Bag is like pretty backbreaking. So I don't know. That's interesting. This hand's really weird. This hand's really weird. Yeah, been a very long June. I believe that. Don't you want to boost for the counter? So boosting doesn't matter. It's the 3rd time you play a card with boost. I didn't have another card I could play there, Wally. It's the 3rd card you play with boost, not the 3rd time you boost. If it was, I would have done that there. Hanabi is only for Enigma? All right, well, we'll change it up after this then. Okay. So I think I'm going to take 5 here. Like, my hand is pretty bad. I'm going to take 3 and see what Nick throws after this. I mean, my hand's, like, not necessarily bad, but this is, again, another hand where we don't really have an option to, like, put a counter on the blaster and set up one of these. So I think we're just living in a world where we're forced to block, go to 30, and then go 5 into 4, and then arsenal this. I think that has to be the play. I don't know that we really have another option, to be honest. Yeah, Hanabi's 3 cards with boost. 2 hours of sleep does things to people. I felt that, though. So there is a world where we could pitch to activate Heart to add a counter to Hanabi Blaster right here and not arsenal this. The value that this is going to get, if we are able to get it off, is more value than we're able to get off of the blaster, and we're forced to play awkwardly, like, around it a little bit. So I think we're going to do this and see if Nick has, like, a bunch of 2 blocks in his hand. Not likely. Yeah, Fleshback's a great card. This is a cool format if you've got an aggro deck to play. I mean, yeah. Like, I do think it is. I like, yeah. Like, I definitely enjoy. I think Blitz is fun. You have to play Blitz for what it's supposed to be, in my opinion, though. Like, you have to play Blitz for what it's supposed to be, in my opinion. Like, something to, like, relax and do with your buddies. And if you're not playing Blitz that way, then you're not going to have a good time, in my opinion. Let's block here, take 3. We're going to go ahead and crack this because it'll tell us how we want to play this turn. I mean, I think this is fine. I think the Teklo Core and an Arsenal is worth 3 cards, or worth the 3 points of blocking here. It's like Nick has to decide if he wants to throw Claw or Arsenal here at me, which is like, I think is a good exchange for me as far as forcing Nick to pick. So we're gonna go 4-go again because of Teklo Pounder. Super excited to play Dio. Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. Unless it's skirmish and you pay and there are prizes. I mean, like that, I honestly kind of do agree with Troll there. That like skirmish is like skirmish season is like kind of a feels bad for a lot of people because you're signing up to pay money to play a game that, you know, a format or like that nobody really like enjoys that much because it's very high rolly and very like unfun for a lot of people. And I mean, I do get that. It can be quote unquote like miserable at times. Yeah. Gonna play Blaze or Lexi. I mean, I think Blaze is probably like the best deck in Blitz right now, to be honest. All right. I was like, maybe Nick just takes 5 right here.
Jesus.
Is your hand insane?
No, I drew another Blood Rush.
Oh, so yeah, your hand is insane. I mean, I was gonna try and keep my hand here to like make something happen, but I think we're just gonna fall to 4 off of this, and it's really all we have, unfortunately. And if there's a rough shot coming, then we're just dead. I mean, just not a ton I can do about that. I had 18 points of life when the turn started, and I had to block 10 to stay at 4. So I took 14. Put this into play, and I definitely see why they weren't playing Hanabi Blaster in this matchup. It is, we have yet to use it once. It's felt terrible. I mean, there's no way for... Like, we're just supposed to do this, I think. Love Blitz. I haven't found it too high rolly, just a lot more punishing. I mean... Blitz by nature is a high rolly format, in my opinion. You're literally playing with like all of like Blitz is not regulated in any fashion that it should be, in my opinion, to be considered a competitive format. Like Sash by itself is just like stupid. Like that should not be allowed to be a thing in Blitz, in my opinion. Like it enables, like we just saw Nick did 24 points, like threw 24 points at us without actually I mean, yep, we're gonna block 6. Nick, yeah, Nick threw 24 at us last game without having a blood rush off a sash. Like, just stuff like that. It's just crazy. Like, I don't know. Like, Blitz is fun, and you have to like look at Blitz as what it's worth, in my opinion. You have to look at it as something fun to do with your friends, but Blitz is very high rolly and very like the fact that they played it at Worlds, not this past year but year before last, honestly baffled me, because like what were we doing? I don't know. I have a pretty strong opinion about it. To be honest. Yeah, because we have an item, we literally get to do nothing. So we're going to arsenal this item that we can't do anything with, and then we're going to pass. So it is very, very clear to me that we have lost 2 games in a row here because we are playing Hanabi Blaster. Now, the first game we probably would have lost no matter what, but this is a game where, like, if we would have had different cards at different spots, we could have used Heart to load the pistol and thrown it at Nick again an additional time. So I am like, I think that like we're sideboarding wrong, just incorrectly here. I like the hilarious parts. We're still dead. Like, I can't block this because of the 2 items in my hand. Sideboard differently this time. Let's sideboard accurately and see if we can get closer to winning a game here. All right, so we're still going to go second. I still think that's correct. So we're going to run balance. We're going to run pistol this time. And when we're playing pistol, we need to bring in high octanes. I don't think we want chamber in this matchup. Like, this is going to go too slow. Like, this is going to go too quickly, in my opinion, to be a relevant matchup. I think yellow T-bone kind of feels like a trap here. I'm more interested in just trying to do what I can. I mean, maybe I'm supposed to leave in yellow T-bone, because if I'm able to go T-bone shockwave on turn 0, like, the value is just so high, and just play 63 cards. There's 24 blues in the deck, so having 63 cards in the deck probably not going to kill me too much, to be honest. A Navi Blaster. I barely know her. I love that. I wish Hanabi was more consistent. I mean, yeah, so, like, it definitely felt really bad there. I played a game with this deck earlier against, like, Dashio, and the deck felt like, and, like, Blaster felt insane. But I don't know. Like, it's tough because, like, the flesh bag just gets to eat a turn, and then if you have any one hand that doesn't play into it, like, if you draw... I don't know, like, there are just so many... There are just so many... Like, if you draw an item or a Spark of Genius, like, it just doesn't play well with Blaster, and it feels really bad. Feels really bad. Also, our skirmishes are likely to be LL. People are very hyped to play Icelander and Starvo. Yeah, we got all Blitz skirmishes. Our one skirmish we got was Blitz. I mean, we could go to another pounder and arsenal this. We could come in for 7, load the pistol spark, and then arsenal this. Like, we have a couple of options here as far as, like, things to do. We'll see. We'll see how Nick decides to play his turn out here and what this looks like. Yeah, so yeah, we didn't have high octane in last game, if that's what you mean. Sorry, I just saw that message, but if that's what you mean, we didn't have high octane in. We took it out when we were playing Blaster. Last game. Get a Teklo core, and then, I mean, this is like, we could crack this, activate Heart, and use Goliath Gauntlet to throw this, and then just arsenal this, like, do this into the pistol, and then, I mean, I've used Accelerator in worse ways. I don't really know. Maybe we're supposed to wait for another spark here. I don't know. We'll see. This is also a good card to have with what we just arsenaled, so we'll see. We'll see what Nick's turn looks like and how we need to block. Feel like you go high octane. Tekla Core is only non-boost in the deck. I've never been a huge fan on it, but it's interesting. I mean, there's definitely some thought there to like considering that like that's how you may have to run the list. I mean, Haydendale and Daniel McKay were both on. I think we're just gonna say no blocks here. This is the kind of hand we want to keep. They were. Daniel McKay and Haydendale were both like, this is the list they were playing. Now, obviously, I don't know how they were sideboarding and situationally, so I don't know like if I'm playing it wrong or, you know, things that they're doing versus what I'm doing. It's, you know, it's hard to say what I could be doing incorrectly as far as like sideboarding decisions and things like that. I'm actually pretty excited for skirmish season. To be honest, I'm more excited for LL. LL is like right around the corner. Or I'm sorry, not LL, the PT. The PT's right around the corner, and I'm very excited to watch the PT. I'm probably going to be like, it's in Amsterdam. I don't really know like what time Amsterdam like would be locally there as opposed to being here, but I'm probably going to like wake up early and watch it if it comes on. I think Amsterdam's like 6 or 7 hours ahead of us in this, like in East Tennessee. I don't know. And then I can throw this and shoot the pistol at Nick 4 times after this. And then because Nick intimidated that, we still get to have an arsenal card, which is pretty solid. I mean, it's a pretty good line of play for us. We get to push a considerable amount of damage this turn. It was 5, 10, 12, and then 8. So we had a 20-point turn right here. Not a bad way to start the game out. I think they brought it in for Enigma only, not sure. Dash might be gone. Yeah, so Dash might be gone pretty soon, honestly, with the way she's gained points, because she's like at 860 now or something like that. It just depends on like how well she does at upcoming events. It's really what matters. But yeah, there's a very real possibility she LL soon. And if you mean the Hanabi Blaster, I think they brought in the Hanabi. I think somebody was telling me earlier that Hanabi Blaster was only for Enigma. Somebody said that earlier in the chat. Now, like I don't, you know, I'm taking, you know, people's words for that because I don't know, but I believe Amsterdam is an hour after me, and it's soon 2 a.m. there. So if it's soon 2 a.m., it's soon 8 here, which means you're 6 hours ahead of me. And if it's an hour, it means it'll be 7 hours after me. Jeez. I was like, Nick's obviously got a Command and Conquer or something here. It's the only reason that we would... We're going to block like this. We have a pretty decent hand. Thankfully, that is not relevant against us right now. Could have been very good, but it ended up not being that good for us. So, or not being that good for Nick, just gives him some information here. Hey, let's go. The soul read of the Sprocket Rocket, getting the +1. You love to see it. You love to see it. I'm crazy hyped for Amsterdam. Are you going? Are you going, Max? So this goes to 18, and then I mean we can activate Heart and use Accelerator to throw the pistol an extra time here, which is not a bad idea. We also have the ability to keep it for a Spark. We're also running out of like room where like it could be a viable option to use it with the life totals getting low. So maybe I'm just supposed to use it. Do I still have one floating? Oh, I don't have to use Heart. I can just use the Accelerator with the extra resource I have. Was there any world where I could have played the Max V here? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think there's a world where I could have played the Max V here. So we're going to use the accelerator here, but Nick wouldn't know that, like in a tournament setting. So we're just going to throw the pistol at him. Nick would say no blocks. We'd crack accelerator. And then I'm going to assume that Nick has a Blood Rush. He has kept 4 cards and just adamantly said no blocks here. He gave up the Scab Skin Leathers one time just because it was convenient. So we'll see how this plays out. Without Crown of Providence, this is a little bit of a risky arsenal here, but I think it's going to be okay. I'm going to go to 11. Oh man, that is like step 1 of us winning this game, I believe. So I think we're going to go to 5. Because we have a very strong turn here. I don't think I'm going to use the headpiece here. It's worth noting I could block 3. But it's attacking for 3 more or blocking for 3 more, and I would rather attack for 3 more. So I'm going to load on the pistol. We're going to go 4 go again. Oh, it's only around $300 round trip for you? That's awesome. That's really good. I hate planes. I mean, I was like, I don't think you're alone on that. I think there's a lot of people in the world who dislike flying in planes. I think there's a lot of people who feel that way. Riku. Phantasmal Footsteps and Deep Blue Sea are 2 cards that completely turn off your high octane turns, and that's why you're not running the pistol. I mean, that makes sense. We're going to crack Goliath Gauntlet and then come in for 12. And we're forcing at least 2 cards here. Because it's 12 minus 5. And so that means Nick has to block for 6. Why not break the gauntlet there? I mean, we could have done it on the attack before for the twin drive. I guess it's 6 in one, a half dozen in the other. I was just waiting. It doesn't really matter there, I don't think, but it's fine to do it the chain link before, I feel like. I didn't have to purple for Namps, but I'm qualified, so why not? I've been playing Hybrid Dash for a while. Should I play that or turn to Mono Boost? When you say Hybrid Dash, Astus, do you mean like the pivot list that goes back and forth between like that plays like D-Reacts and stuff like that? Is that what you mean when you say that? I just want to make sure I understand before I start giving my like quote unquote advice here. This is for 4, so I think we're supposed to block with a card just to like force, like, so Nick can't kill us with the Reckless Swing. If we block with a card, we take 1, go to 4, and then we have 6. I think we just win the game next turn since Nick has no equipment left to block with. Yeah. So I mean, Astus, I'm going to be entirely honest with you. I have picked up Dash, like, more of like for testing and for funsies as of like in the last like, couple of weeks. And Dash is really good in the metagame, but the list that I was playing was a like pivot list, kind of like the one you're talking about, where I was playing like some D-Reacts and pistol items and things like that. But I mean, it did just win New Zealand Nationals and it top 4 at Australian Nationals, the current list that is like all aggro, like no breaks. So I don't know, like maybe there's some validity to that. It seems pretty good, to be honest. Oh, you did? Never mind. Guess sequencing doesn't matter at that point. Oh, Ninja, Skylar said, I think I'm pretty behind. I just get a little drunk and act like it's none of my choice. Oh my gosh. That's funny. Do you want to run that back, or do you want to? What do you want to do?
We're gonna run it back.
Let's do it. Throw the rematch up there. We'll start with Teclo Pounder. We got a big hydrate for Michael Paul from a few minutes ago. All right. Ooh. All right, we're gonna block the claw here. There's no real matchups that you run the pistol plan in. I mean, you would want to run the pistol plan against Victor, right? Seems like a good place to run the pistol matchup, I would think. Like, if you had them in the list, that's what you would want to do. You would run them there. I feel like you would anyway. So let's come in for 6 go again because of the Teklo Pounder. Trying to start up with some offense here. Someone else redeemed a big hydrate. Oh, Josh did redeem a big hydrate. I'm one behind here. I'm one behind. That's why I keep my... That's why I keep my water bottle beside me at all times. I'm always ready. I'm always prepared. Well, not really, but I try to look like I'm always prepared. It's kind of how I feel like I walk through life. Looking like I'm prepared for things. Okay. You think Victor's a losing matchup either way? I don't know if I agree about that. To Joe's point there about playing, we're gonna activate Heart. To Joe's point about playing the pistol plan into Riptide, I think Riptide is one of those matchups where if you have all of the pistol items, you would bring them in, but I don't think you play defense reactions. I think you're supposed to like bring in the items and like boost and play offense, and then try to put the items into play. I think that's probably the most efficient way to do things, is what I would say. I don't know. Could be wrong. This is 9 go again. It's a lot of go again. We'll take 9, see what happens. And then Bear Fangs for 8. So it's kind of greedy, but this hand is like good enough to where I think we can consider just cracking the balance and trying to play out our hand here. I don't know. It's a little bit of a greed monster line here to take, but I kind of like it, to be honest. So we're going to boost. Come in for 9 go again here. What are you LOLing at, troll? My greed monster of a line that I'm taking here? So we're going to Pulse Wave Harpoon. Nick shows me his last 3 cards, which is really nice. We're going to take the Swing Big. Thank God, get that trash out of here. W hand with W draws. We always had it. That's right. We always had it. Guess it depends on the Riptide. I play a very aggro Riptide. Sikkim Shot is not bad card paired with... Yeah, so that's the thing about Riptide. You have to be careful because, like, Riptide can play a lot of offense. Like, Riptide, it is... I think people sleep on Riptide's ability to play offense way too much, in my opinion. Way too much. I mean, I agree. That was, like, those were some pretty lucky rips. I am inclined to agree with that. We're going to shoot the pistol for 2. Nick gives us his last card, and we get to activate Goliath Gauntlet and push 12 points of damage here, which is actually bananas. We're losing one of the high octane points here, but, I mean, beggars can't be choosers. And we get to Arsenal the card that Nick took, which is really good value for us here. the last 2 games. So I'm 1-2 right now. We lost the 2 games we played with Hanabi Blaster, and we won the 1 game we played with Pistol. So the games feel pretty split right now. Like once we're using the correct plan, the games have felt better. But I also feel like Nick had some Nick discarded a Blood Rush last turn off of a Wild Ride, like a couple of like bad variance plays. I mean, we could just leave this in Arsenal, right? Like, we don't have to play that card. There's no reason to play that card right here. We get to push 6, 9. We get to push 6, 9, 15, 17 points this turn. Also really worked out for us that Nick's Scowling Flush Bag took, like, the 1 card we needed it to take last turn. Boarding is very easy with the pivot list, and that is one of the big reasons I am an advocate of playing it, is because it is very easy to be like, oh yes, I am supposed to do this, or no, I am not supposed to do this with that game plan. I'm a big believer in that. Looks like I should play aggro. I know how to play it, just no idea how to board. I mean, so that's also like my thing, is like I'm kind of trying to figure out how to sideboard tonight and how the deck feels as we're working through it, and like when I'm supposed to bring in what and stuff like that. One of the cards that I think you should consider adding, Astus, is Scramble Pulse. I really don't know why they weren't playing it, but I assume there's a reason, a method to the madness there. They were playing Yellow Throttle instead of Scramble Pulse, and I don't know why. Yeah, Lyco, I'm saying that right. Somebody told me earlier that it was specifically there for Enigma. Just so much damage. I love it. Dude, he gets it. He gets it. Trent gets it. Trent understands. I think this is a take 7 kind of hand. Like we have a good one to play here. I honestly think I'm just going to go to 8 because I have the ability to throw 6, 11, 19 in Arsenal a zipper hit. I guess it's probably good practice just to give the Teklo Foundry Heart here, just keep life totals up. Honestly, and it's kind of weird, and this is not something that like I'm just going to sit and indefinitely say, but the fact that I am ahead on life and I get to keep my entire hand is potentially a like mentally fatiguing or like mentally fatigue. Like it gives my opponent a chance to make a mental mistake because I am a higher life total. Also, and this is going to sound really weird, but the idea that I have a double-digit life total and my opponent has a single-digit life total also can play into how my opponent makes decisions. Now, I know Nick isn't going to like make some silly play or anything like that, but there is a real world where like those numbers and those slight differences could play into someone's like mental thought process and like give me a potential edge there. So Scramble Pulse slaps. I play at max. I mean, yeah, it seems really good. Like, so we're going to activate and then come in for 10. And then I think even if...
Yeah.
Oh, the no block.
Yeah. Let's run this back and let me go first.
Yeah. So let's full rematch and I'll go first this time. Should give you the option, I think.
Yep.
So balance, pistol, just like we have been. We're bringing in high octanes. And we were just running the 63 card special here. Instead of cutting the yellow T-bones, because there is always potential that we get to go T-bone, Shockwave, and just get all of the value we want by getting like most of Nick's equipment, and by most of it I mean getting his flesh bag, which is like pretty good on turn 0 if we're able to accomplish that. We're gonna start with a Teklo Pounder. So let's pitch this. And then I'm going to Arsenal this card over this card, and I'm going to Arsenal the one on the right here because it has more versatile play in case we cannot play this and we're forced to block with it. Hand like this is a great example of like how we can't play this card, right? So, I mean, the interesting part about this hand is that like it's kind of just, kind of not great. Why not boost twice and throw max? Not sure what you mean. we did throw maximum velocity that turn. Riku, I'm not sure what you mean. I always make aggro drink. I do have another big hydrate. I poured my cup. It's just sitting here. It's sitting here staring, waiting. I think man, like, are we supposed to leave this in Arsenal until we draw another one of these? I don't think that's the plan. I think I'm supposed to... I don't know what's better to Arsenal here. I think it's this. So I can Arsenal the high octane or the maximum velocity, and I think it's just the high octane. Max V has a lot of value here, but I don't know. I think we're going to Arsenal the high octane. I was like, and there's always a chance that, like, Nick's a madman and living in Pummel Land over there. He has done that to me before. So something I probably should have used Goliath Gauntlet there just to get the value off of it, but I think it's safer to wait on a more consistent level. It's just standing there menacingly. Oh, you meant on like the first, if you meant on the first turn of the game there, Riku, like, sorry, I thought I was behind, so I thought you meant like last game, but if you meant on that first turn of the game, we couldn't have thrown the max V on turn 0. We didn't have the hand. We had the 1 cost in our hand, which wouldn't allow us to do it. And I mean, we could just use accelerators and like go for this here, would be okay, but all right, Nick's looking to go ham. This is for 6. I am going to take 6 and fall to 34 here. Josh said another big hydrate it is. Oh, man. Classic Josh. We're going to take 6 more. This hand's pretty good. I mean, I think, again, this is like a little bit of a greed monster play, but I think this is okay. So we're going to crack and see what we draw into. Yeah, we're going to live on the edge. We're going to go down 12, make some bad decisions. See what we can come up with. It's not a bad one to draw into. So we just boosted an item. We're not going to hit one, so I'm going to do this. Yep. We're calling the zipper. We're calling the sprocket rocket hits so far, so we're going for it here. I'm trying to see how many times I can just like heart of the cards the sprocket rocket off the top of the deck tonight. Listen, Josh, if you mix with me, I'll up the water tax. Don't come over here with those weak accusations. We got 4 go again right here. Flesh bag, okay. Flesh bag, I mean, either any of the like we had 2 blues and took one of the 2 blues there, which is like perfectly fine with me. We don't hit off the sprocket rocket, which is a little depresso. So 3 go again. We have 4 action points, which means we can use heart and accelerator to get extra action points if we want here, or we can just take the 8 points of value and save the accelerator for another turn. I'm a pretty big proponent of saving the accelerator for a Spark of Genius play. I think that the Spark of Genius play enables you to have more potential over the course of the game. It can kind of help bail you out of awkward hands. Like, it can work well with like high octanes. I don't know. Spark of Genius is a very good card, and so I like to save accelerator for one of those style plays. But I don't think it's worth activating heart here. just 2 potential cards we're gonna lose. Josh said, "I'll just find some other way to terrorize you." All right, and we still get an arsenal because of Flesh Bag, which is kind of nice. Hoping we find something that we can utilize this with. I mean, the sand's pretty good. And we know that it's disruption free if we want it to be. Oh. Okay, you'll love to see that. You'll love to see that, to be honest. All right, we're going to say no blocks. This is probably going to be go again if I had to guess. Something tells me that Nick has, like, one of the windups here, and that this was just potential blowout if he wanted it. Like, if he wanted to throw multiple things at us here, he could have thrown, like, 2 6s or 7s at us here. Is the second attack a disruption piece? It is not. So again, I think we'll give this for value, and we'll stay at 11. And we have a pretty explosive turn here. So we're gonna crack. We're gonna play High Octane, pitching our Shockwave. I think it's the worst card in our hand for what we want. No, we didn't hit. Dang. All right. So this is 3 go again here. While Nick's thinking about blocks, we're going to big hydrate here for Josh's other one. All right. So Nick takes 3. This is 2 go again.
Let's freaking go. You love to see.
Yo, Marco Bertolucci. Thank you for that sub on YouTube, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate you being here and hanging out with us. Man, we got 3 questions we ask everybody when they're here for the first time. What's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? Let me know a little bit about you. I'd like to learn more about you in the chat. And then Nick's required to show us 3 cards here, which is pretty solid. I like the fact that Nick has to give us some cards, some information here. Puts us in a decent spot. So Nick has 3 blues in a card. He's not showing us, which means we're going to take the Agile Windup because I think it has the ability to potentially do the most on his turn. And then now we are at a point in the game where we're probably going to activate Heart to throw the pistol an extra time. We're at that point in the game where, like, the life totals are very low, so... How is hot dog toppings a trap, Josh? Get out of here, dude. Hot dog topping question is not a trap. Nobody judges. Well, let me rephrase. I don't judge anybody. What y'all do that's y'all's business, okay? I don't judge anybody for what kind of hot dog toppings they eat. That's between them and their stomach, not me. So this is the second game that we have had a potential chance to use Goliath Gauntlet, and we haven't, waiting for a different time, maybe a better time. And we've already had 1 game where we weren't able to use it, and so now I'm curious if we might get into another spot where we're not able to use it again. I mean, again, like, we're not drawing 2 costers here, which is like, I know there's a lot of 0 costers in the deck, but it's also like 3 twin drives and 3 throttles in the deck, I'm pretty sure. So this is 7 go again, probably into Claw. I'm going to take 3 go to 8. Could be Cast Bones, I guess, but I don't think people are playing Cast Bones, really. We go to 5. I mean, maybe I'm just supposed to block with that. I don't know. Feels like maybe a, maybe I don't know. I don't know. My favorite hot dog topping is sauerkraut and mustard. I didn't get the second question. Oh, no worries, Marco. It was what got you into Flesh and Blood, man. Dude, that's thanks for being here, man. I appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. Now, resources or power? There's another one left in the deck, right? Yeah, so I think it's resources, considering that the way the end of these games normally play out is that we need resources to be able to do what we want to do. I guess that stands here. I don't know. This hand's like really weird. Plain glizzies are the best glizzies. Judge aggro every day. Let's talk about those Salisbury steaks. Listen, I love Salisbury steak. I'll see you all in hell. I mean, blocking like this is pretty solid. We get to take 2 and go to 3, and then we have a pretty solid hand here. I mean, this is a pretty decent hand. The resources enable us to play a decent turn. This strips a minimum. I think this takes every card from Nick's hand, actually. If he has all 3 blocks, he blocks this out, takes 2, goes to 2. So if Nick is okay, yep. So Nick would have been at 1, but considering he's giving us a card here, we might be able to just get him this turn. Not sure. Always power? I don't know. The resources this late in the game are like very strong. The Techlocore resources like enable this hand. I mean, so this would have been 3. So my hand would have been 8, 10 versus my hand, because of the resources, is going to be 1, 6, 12, 14. So we added 4 points because we decided to get the Techlocore over the Techlo Pounder there. And we'll 5 go again here. Hashtag free belittle. Bro, I would love for them to like unban belittle. They ever bring ice back into the format, they will. Oh, wow, you had 3 no blocks?
3 no blocks, yeah.
Oh, that's rough.
Alright, let's run this back.
Okay. I've realized I haven't updated the record. We're now at a point where I'm now 3-2 after the way we had some. All right, so yeah, we're 3-2. That's the record. I think we're just going to do the thing where we overload pistol a bunch of times just to clear out some of these blues, and we're going to arsenal this card right here. We could have pitched that one as well, but I think having the 0 cost card is good to have in our hand because it blocks efficiently, or it also plays into like a maximum velocity if we draw into 1. So yeah, there's still no world I want to block, I don't think. So I mean, this hand's bananas. Bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Robert said if they ever bring back ice, I'm retiring. Yeah, retiring from like all the cards you bought, I assume is what you mean. So it's interesting, but this hand does require me to, like, him having that does require me to block here. Because of the way my hand layout was structured, I am required to block this one here. Double disruption pieces was pretty good. So, I mean, I can give up both pieces of equipment, and I mean, either way, this hand sucks after that. I can throw 7 in the pistol here. I can block with all of my equipment and get this, and then like I can throw the I can throw the pistol in arsenal the harpoon because I don't have any other choices. I think the best choice is just to go to 36 here. It's unfortunate because we're coming off of an arsenal turn, but I think this is like the world we're living in. I know that we were able to crack Goliath Gauntlet. So like in the 5 games we've played so far, we've had one game where us waiting for the Goliath Gauntlet was technically like a... it was a mistake, I think is the easiest way to put it. But I think we need to crack the Goliath Gauntlet the first opportunity that we get. With great resources comes great boostability. I like that. I like that. I am we definitely be stealing that one. And going to ban the bot in the Twitch chat. Okay, Nick getting value out of his equipment here, and then the pistol for 2. I was playing Oldhim before he was cool. I definitely did not jump on the Oldhim train until he was cool. I can say that like pretty confidently. I was late to the old Oldhim train there, but I did play a lot of Oldhim during Lexi meta. I did enjoy playing him then. I mean, yeah, I think we're just gonna take 7. The hand's pretty solid, and we're gonna try to push offense here. I haven't really found a replacement hero. I mean, just play Victor, bro. Oh, we didn't hit an item. Sag. Just going for the soul read there that we had the item we wanted. Giving up fleshback here means Nick has a blood rush bellow. In case I have a harpoon, he's playing protection against the fact that it's a possibility that I have harpoon here. The card that Nick took, we're just going to arsenal, and we're just going to try to play around the blood rush bellow the best that we can. This hand's interesting. Blood rush bellow and sash. Down with the horse, bro. The horse is where it's at. So we're gonna block balance, take 6, fall to 21. We're gonna crack balance before this to see what we draw into. So if I pitch this and draw a blue, I'm not able to do what I want to do. So if I pitch this and draw blue, wait, which means if I pitch, no, because of the cost difference. So if I keep my whole hand here, if we decide to live on the edge enough to keep my whole hand, which is probably just not correct, and I do rip into a blue, which there's 24 in the deck and we haven't seen one in 5 cards, there's a decent possibility of that. I can pitch this to play the high octane, and then I can go Sprocket Rocket, pitch the blue to play this, and then heart for this. So it's 5, 9, 13, 23. But I have to take whatever Nick is up to over there. I don't feel like that's the correct play. So I'm gonna block here. We're gonna play a little conservative. I do like playing Bravo, actually. I'm actually a big fan of playing Bravo. Well, if I'd have known that that was what was going to happen, I'd have just waited. You hate to see it, as they say. You hate to see it. So now we have to decide. If I play this and rip a blue, I'll have 1 floating when all of this is over with, but I'll get to look at 3 cards. Or I have the ability to go here for 5, and then here and pitch this here. I can't really utilize the card in my arsenal if I use heart this turn, which is unfortunate. But I think the card in my arsenal is a better resource at trying to... The card in my arsenal is a better resource at trying to keep me in the game, I think, than trying to use heart or play the high octane or anything here. I do not feel comfortable playing High Octane without having a blue. That is like a pretty hard and fast rule of mine for the most part, unless I have a Teklo core. We did boost over a red, so if I'd played the High Octane, we would have had a pretty rough turn there. And then Nick gets to show us 3 cards here. And we put Nick down to, well, probably down to 12 because we're going to take a 3 block more than likely. He shows us Agile Windup and the Weakest Link. Taking the Weakest Link seems... What's the other card he showed us? A Bear Fang. So we can't take a Bear Fangs. So I think taking the Agile Windup is probably the best thing we do here because it blocks for less, putting us closer to the bottom of the life that we want. And plus, if he is keeping another Blood Rush Bellow, the Weakest Link doesn't play well with it. So I think this is the best card to take. Plus, there's potential that like we're taking necessary resources that he maybe needs. So I don't know. We're gonna try this and see what happens. We're up 6 points going into Nick's turn. So we did take good resources. We're gonna block to play efficiently here. So we know that Nick is arsenaling. Actually, I don't know what Nick's arsenaling. The 2 cards that he showed us, he just pitched. So we have no idea what's going into his arsenal. Actually, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to wait and do that at the end of the turn because you just never know. And we did not hit an item. Man, the Sprocket Rocket calls are not it, Chief. Sprocket Rocket is also like a really interesting like choice of card in my opinion because there are like, you could play the opt one card, you could play the card that lets you put an item into play because if you randomly have a Teklo core, it could be very strong. Like, I don't know, there's a lot of things you could play in that spot, and Sprocket Rocket, I guess Sprocket Rocket is the one card that has potential to be turned into a 0 to 60, so 2 resource cards and a Weakest Link. We have 1 item in our graveyard, and we have none banished. So we have a pretty decent density of items left in our deck. So we should probably take the Weakest Link and just leave him with the 2 resource cards here. Although situationally, Rough Shot could be very good if it's a Blood Rush Bellow, depending on what Nick wants to do. So Nick goes to 7. I think this is a spot where we activate Heart and we just start trying to play some offense here. Hitting 2 max Vs is pretty unfortunate because I'm pretty sure we blocked with the other one a minute ago. Yeah, so that's every max V out of our deck, which is unfortunate, but with us being at 12, the odds that we're able to stay above Reckless Range territory and also play maximum velocity is very slim. So I think I actually enjoyed post Oldham Bravo more than I've enjoyed Victor so far. I mean, Bravo is a fun hero to play. I really enjoy playing Bravo. I don't know, like I really enjoy Victor like as a whole. Like the Golden Sun's a really cool card in my opinion, so we're gonna block 4. And then hope that Nick doesn't have a Wild Ride or something. So this would put us to 1. I can block 3, take 7, go to 4, and then I can throw 8. Force 2 cards out of Nick's hand and leave him with 2 cards in an arsenal, basically. I could also just live in the world where I go to 1 and strip an extra card from Nick's hand. I don't know that that's the correct play, but it's an option, something we could do here. Victor is just here, have some free value, while Bravo has more nuance. I mean, Bravo definitely has more nuance. There's no argument for me there. Bravo is... It's weird because, like, Bravo has more nuance, but, like, Victor has the higher ceiling because, like... So, I've just learned that anytime a card game manufacturer introduces a hero that has some level of variance to them, they are giving them a higher ceiling with that variance. So that's why Victor's like trounce effect is like so powerful, but it also has a lot of variance to it. I think we're forced to go to 1. And if Nick has it, Nick has it, I think. I just don't know how else we're supposed to play that, like win with a hand like that. Because if not, we stay at 4, but we take 1 card from Nick's hand. And this way we're stripping 3 cards from Nick's hand. But there's always just the off chance that we die. So I don't know, it's a tough decision. This would be a really good time to have Accelerator to use, but also if we hadn't used Accelerator earlier, Nick would just be at 3 right now. The 2 points that Nick used to put us, that we used to put us in this position, would not be where we are. Oh wow,
no block, 2 no blocks.
So I think that's like the biggest problem with like the list that like you're playing right now, which is the list that everybody's on. You're on like yellow Wild Rods, yellow Pulpings, like yellow Bear Fangs. You're on all of the stuff, but
Yeah.
like when you get to the end of the game like that and you can't block it, it's so costly.
Just play one more time. Beat my last game.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even have Reckless in this list either.
I mean, I think I'm always going to play with that in the back of my mind like you are, but this hand's interesting. So this is weird because if I pitch my only resource card and I don't draw blue, it's very awkward. So I think we're going to make a little bit of a safer play here. I'm going to pitch one of the zipper hits, and then I'm going to pitch the 0 to 60, and I'm just going to pass. And we're going to arsenal the zipper hit, hoping to find a powerful hand like the one we found here. Could have blocked 9 and attacked twice with the agility token. You're right, we could have. If I block 9 there, I'm able to use the quicken token from the swing big to throw the pistol twice there, which is a good play. It's a good line of play. I think we're better off to try and go to 1 there, if I'm being honest. I don't know, Major Danger. Like, I appreciate you pointing that line out to me because it gives me something to think about. But I think we had a better line that way. I don't know. Not arsenaling the 0 cost is kind of hurting me a little bit here, so we're gonna block like this. We're gonna come in for 7 go again here. And we're gonna arsenal this card. We're obviously going to throw something after the 7, but after the 7, we're going to throw the pistol and then set up for arsenal here. Nick blocks with 2 cards. So we have the option here. Excuse me. We have the option of cracking Accelerator to throw the pistol one more time, but I don't think it's worth here when we have all of the Spark of Geniuses left in our deck, or items that we could put into play and use the Accelerator for, so I would rather wait. Oh wow, you'd love to see that. It's very unfortunate for Nick, but that is like gold mine stuff for us right there. That is 2 points immediately, but the discarding the Bloodrush Bellow is probably worth like a solid, like, I don't know, I would say like 6 points right there for us. So that's weird. We're gonna come in for 4 go again. Say, I don't know. It's a weird thing to draw. And I was like, if Nick gives us Flesh Bag, he's ultimately deciding for us what we are going to arsenal, which like is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It just makes our decision easier. Because we had 2 power cards left in our hand, and well, technically we had 3 power cards in our hand, but I needed Nick to take one of the 2 that he did. And we're going to use the other one to activate Heart so that we can get our resource use of High Octane here. And we're going to Arsenal the card that he intimidated that last turn. I think Nick drew another Blood Rush based off the way this is going. Nick's keeping his whole hand here. It's very possible he just has like a solid hand. But okay. 4, 7, 11, 21. Discarding Beast Within for the old CNC. We're going to take 5. I think we'll take 5 again. I'm going to take 3 because this could technically be like a CNC or a Sin Packing or something. I think we're going to go to 14. Our hand pushes 21 points of damage, so I'm pretty comfortable just letting this go. I'm sorry, I think I counted wrong. 4, 7, 11, 21, 23. And we do not get to load the pistol, but we get to throw almost Nick's life total at him this turn, which is pretty good for us, I think, here. Unfortunately, some of these are blue, but when you have the max V hand, you kind of just have to take the value you get for max V, in my opinion. Situationally, you can block at times instead of playing out max V, depending on like what your hand looks like. But I think that I don't know, like just being able to throw 23 points is just super good here. We put Nick all the way down to 6. And he kept his hand, which means it must be pretty good. Blood Rush Bellow. Well, we're more than likely going to have to block with some of the cards from our hand, which is a big depresso. Because we are at 14, we don't really have the life to play with here. We're hoping that Nick doesn't have a go again effect here. Hey Dodge, what's up, dude? This is the list from New Zealand Nats. Of course, I'm sure you're aware of that after reading the title, but I mean, it's felt pretty good so far. I mean, honestly, like it's not been bad, you know? Like the list has felt pretty clean so far. This is 9. We're gonna crack balance, and like, I mean, we find exactly what we need. So I'm gonna do this and go down to 3 and hope that Nick doesn't have a roughshod. Damn, that sucks. So now we're forced to give 2 cards, which is unfortunate, but ultimately it's okay. If Nick doesn't have the roughshod there, we're able to throw max V again. So this is 4, go again. I still prefer Stonewall on things that have CNC or pumps in general. I don't know why you like Stonewall into CNC. Like into things that play pumps, I think that makes sense. I mean, so like against KO, it blocks for 2, right? And I guess the idea is that I would rather be playing 2 points. I think that the idea is that they would rather be playing 2 points of offense as opposed to 2 points of defense. I don't know. CNC for 7 usually. Oh, I guess with the might token, that's fair. So you get to block it, and then it comes down to 6. So I guess if it is for 7, you have the ability to yeah, so because it's for 7, you can block with the Stonewall Gauntlet, the Heart. It rolls down to 6, and then you give 1 card from hand. So there's actually a lot of value there. So yeah, that's a really good point, Dodge. We know that Nick has 1 no block in his hand. We're gonna hope he has another one. If he has another no block in his hand, we're gonna be able to get him here. And those no blocks again, like yeah. I mean, we dealt 20 points of damage on that turn where we threw 23. And I mean, yeah, we played a 5-turn game and had an AVPT of 17.25. It's just a straight race, I think.
Good game, brother.
Yeah, good games, man. You out of here?
Yeah, I'm out of here.
All right, thanks for playing, man.
Yep, no problem, man.
All right, see you, buddy.
See you.
All right. So, well, we had Nick to test with us a little bit, and I mean the dash list feels pretty good. Like I don't know, I'm a pretty big fan of it. It feels pretty clean. Like the list feels pretty good all the way around, I think. GG's, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I don't know when he ever runs Hanabi though. So I was told earlier by a couple of people that the only time you want to run Hanabi is into Enigma, and it's to help clear the board. That's the one and only time you want to run Enigma is into, or I'm sorry, you want to run a Blaster is into Enigma because the dense blue mist effects and like all the -1 effects, like the footsteps and the dense blue mist are just very good into that. So I mean, chamber and pistol is very good and it helps with fatigue, but I was told that dense blue mist is just too backbreaking on your high octane turns, and so you're looking to like not let them get as much value out of dense blue mist, which makes sense. 17.5, not bad, I would say. Yeah, Joe, I'm inclined to agree with you. It was pretty good. That was pretty good. So I'm going to take a short break here. I'm going to run to the bathroom. I'm going to get some more water. I'm almost out of water here. I'm going to take a small break, and when I come back, we're going to be playing more Dash. Thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. Appreciate it. Okay, short break, and we are back. So let's keep rolling. That's the game link from when I was playing with Nick earlier. Let's see what we can play against on the old Talishar tonight. Let's see what everybody's playing, what everybody's up to tonight. Public game, and let's do it. All right. Oh, guys, before we keep playing games, I want to take a minute to mention the Talishar tournament coming up. Everybody voted. It's going to be Blitz this time around. So if you guys are interested in playing Blitz, there's some cool prizes. Surgical extraction mat and a cold foil Max the Hype Nitro. There are two prizes that I threw up this time around. It's going to be August the 10th at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So if you guys are if you guys are interested in playing the Talishar tournament, come by, come hang out. Love to have you. Even if you can't play, come and hang out in the chat that day. Should be fun. It's right before skirmish season starts, so it'll be good, like, practice for your skirmish if you're going to any of your local ones there. Hey, Andrew, what's up? You finding a new main or just experimenting? I'm just playing around. Since I don't really have any big tournaments coming up that I'm going to, I'm just more excited to start having just to play some different decks and just kind of see the field and when formerly A. Okay, let's go. I like that. So all right, cool. Andrew, now I got a name I can put with that. But yeah, no, I just there's with I'm not going to Amsterdam, and there's nothing really coming up for me for a minute, so I'm just kind of enjoying playing some different stuff. And when I saw that New Zealand Nationals was won by a Dash playing Hanabi Blaster, I think we go second here. I don't know. I think we want to go second to apply pressure, but I'm not sure. I was just too intrigued to try and play Blaster Dash. I don't know. It just seemed like fun to me. Stonewall Gauntlet seems fine in this matchup. I would say pretty mediocre. We're going to run Gauntlet. We definitely want Chamber here. Honestly, we probably just want everything, right? We probably just want to be on the 70 card special against New, just trying to make it all happen. And if we can set up some big explosive turns, then we can, cool. And if not, we're just looking to play a value game with Chamber this game. So maybe I'm supposed to go first to put an item into play. I'm not sure, but I think going second is the correct decision to make here. We'll block with the T-Bone here. I'm just going to block the daggers if they throw them at us. I have no interest in... Probably going to end up pitching the Protocol this turn. Backup Protocol red is good, but, not insane. It is good, but it's not this good early, is what I'm trying to say. Man, this is weird. This is a weird turn. So we're going to load the pistol. I can come in for 3. No, I think we're going to go pistol go again into load pistol, spark for 0. My opponent obviously has a good hand that they want to keep, which is a little frightening. And we will spark for 0. Get a Teklo Core, we didn't boost, and then we're going to Arsenal the Harpoon. Setting up a pretty good hand with Harpoon, trying to give us a hand that can take the tempo here if we want to. Hopefully they're not doing too much to disrupt us and put us on the back foot. Pitching double Oasis Respite for that makes me pretty happy. Chamber hopefully helps us, as some anti-fatigue style tech. Hits it, banish the top card of their deck, then banish a card from their graveyard. Okay, so we don't care about this at all. This is fine. Just actually don't care about this at all. There's 0 red cards in our graveyard, so it just doesn't matter. You'll love to see it. I mean, they still get to banish a card from our graveyard, but it actually doesn't matter. And they don't do anything else, and then they just pass. All right, that's interesting. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have exactly 5 resources. So we can lead on pistol with go again here. We're going to try to utilize the pistol as many times as we can. Hopefully creating hopefully creating like an anti-fatigue, like kind of like longer gameplay here. The one chamber is interesting to me. I'm not gonna like just say that playing only one chamber as opposed to the rest of the items is wrong, because obviously like they've done very well with it. But I am very skeptical. I won't lie. That's something that like I am very skeptical of. And then show me the last 3 cards in your hand, so we get to kind of see what they're working with. We get to see what they're working with, and they have an unmovable and a hiss in their hand. Yeah, you love to see that. And then we're gonna throw Tecla Pounder into play and pass. So we've set up a hand that like kind of establishes a little bit of tempo and also puts us in a decent spot. Looks like we'll just be able to put another Tecla Pounder into play this turn. That's what I think's gonna happen. We probably just end up arsenaling one of the Magnetic Shockwaves here. I'm not a huge fan of arsenaling one of those, but we do have Crown to just kind of bail us out. Plus, they might think it's like an insanely good, like, strong piece for us. Probably not going to arsenal here, right? Probably just going to pitch both of them. So I can now come in for 5 go again, or I can load the chamber here. I would like to load the chamber and pitch this. Probably just, I mean, it could bait out like a Command and Conquer, or it could bait out like a Leave No Witnesses. We'll leave it in our arsenal and make them think about it here. The fact that they're blocking there means they want to buff something. I think I lied. I think I'm just gonna pitch it. I think we're just gonna take the safe play and pitch it. A lot of people say clean list, but what does that mean to you? So that's a really interesting question, Andrew. Nobody's ever asked me that before. You know, like a clean list is like something that feels smooth, like it has like a resource efficiency that a lot of other, you know, decks may not have, or you may not feel when you're playing them. So this definitely feels like I want to block this here, I think. I'm also not going to be able to block efficiently the rest of the turn, which is awkward. But yeah, so that's a really good question, because I mean, like being able to block, like, sorry, not being able to block, like when something is like clean, like it feels like it's like the whole game feels like smooth, like it's very resource efficient. The turns don't feel awkward or clumped together. Like you feel like you can, you know, do a lot of things comfortably. And I think that's a very important thing, that like you should feel like the list you're playing is crisp and clean, and that it's like it functions well. And I think that's an important aspect of the game. Now tell me about your dirty lists. Oh, Carly gets to hang on to those. Carly gets to hang on to those. I want to arsenal the High Octane. I really don't want to block with this, but I think I'm just going to take one and pitch the Throttle as a resource to throw the pistol one more time. It's good I didn't. We would have been blown out by this, by the homage here, but instead we're going to pitch it to do this. So this now gets a card, and if it's blue, which it's not, sweet, you love to see it. You love to see it. So yet again, we're just leading on the pistol. Pitching the blue actually set us up in a way that we were able to throw the pistol with go again here on this turn. But if we had had the blue, we wouldn't have had the High Octane, and I might have been more incentivized to... just like play out my hand. I don't know. We're going to come in for 8 go again and make them think about what we're doing here. I do think it's worth getting like boosting to like throw the value here. The unmovable is for 7, so they take 1, go to 24, and then we're going to arsenal the High Octane and pass. And this hand looks really clean. Just need them to have like something that's like a little awkward, like that deal. Every day of the week and twice on Sunday, brother. You got it. You got it. I cannot agree to your terms and conditions fast enough. All right, so this is interesting. Let's go Sprocket Rocket. This will be for 7. We did not boost an item, but this is still for 7, which is pretty good. So 7 go again. And then we have, I think we want to spark for 0. I don't know. Teklo Pounder is pretty good. I think we're just going to go get the last Teklo Pounder to play it safe. I mean, we have heart and a decent chance we could just draw into another blue here. We do not draw into the blue. But this is 6 go again because of the new Teklo Pounder. And then I am going to activate heart because we get to throw this at them twice. Also, I'm going to have to look and see if I played any 2-costers. I have not. So we have not made the mistake of just losing points efficiently there. So we're, I think, we're playing a pretty clean game to this point, and it's showing as of now we're up 15 points with all of our equipment, but that could change at any second. Surgical Extraction is a very good piece. This feels like go again into Codex for something. What do they have that they could Codex and punish me with? Command and Conquer would be very good. So they could also have like a Hiss or a Venomous Bite here and just Arsenal something. I don't know. This is tough. Decisions. Let's block like this and see how they play it out. Okay, so it is Hiss. I mean, if it's Slither into Codex here, like, feels real bad. Ashley's running around on Talishar tonight, so keep an eye out for an Enigma game. I will be on the lookout, Trent. That sounds awesome, brother. I can't wait. That's hilarious. What are we getting with Codex, brother? Art of Desire? I mean, I can just go get a 060, right? The Underloop could be pretty good here as well. The Underloop could be really solid because they're out of equipment to block with here. But we don't have any resources. I mean, we can just leave it, right? There's no reason to feel the need to do anything there. We'll discard this. They're going to throw this for 1 at us. I mean, I guess the Harpoon would have just been better, right? I don't know. It incentivizes us keeping, like, more cards, which can be awkward at times against new. Also kind of feels like our opponent might be a little bit newer to the game. I'm going to boost because I want to force them to give me a card. I want them to have to make the decision that they have to give me a card here. Even if it's Tunic, they have to give me something. And then we're at a point where we're at 21, so we can take some damage as long as it's not like a Leave No Witnesses, you know, a Surgical, like, you know, something that could actually be detriment to our game plan here. This is a pretty decent example, I would say. So we can play Backup Protocol and crank it, pitch to activate, get a 0-coster back, and then we get a 0-60, and we have this as resources, so we're then able to Arsenal the max V. I could also just block 4. Oh, I've already blocked here, so I could crown this away if I wanted to. Although crowning this away isn't going to help me. I would have to crown this away, but even then that doesn't help me. I think I'm just better off to lose 4 cards here. I know that's like a wildly greedy play. Okay. I mean, this is fine. I'm losing less cards from my hand, and this actually just works out better in my opinion. We can get a 0-60 here. And we have a few good options. So we're going to play this. We are going to crank it. I'm going to activate this. And then this is going to be... We're going to get 0-60. We're going to play the 0-60. Even though I do get more points and potential upside out of the Underloop by using the Teklo Pounder resources. But I would rather force this. We're not going to boost here. This is just going to be 4, and hopefully they do not have a defense reaction. Now, they've only played a couple, so Decent chance they have one. Oh, they don't. They just let us get the value back. You love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. And this hand does it. This hand does exactly what we want it to. I could not care any less about this. Oh, don't codex me. No. Leave me alone. Don't codex me. Get away from me. Oh. Deal. Deal. Thought that was codex. Actually was sweating there for a second. Yeah. This is perfect. This almost assuredly ends the game, I think. I haven't counted it on the math. So they're going to go to 3. They're going to give me, yeah, go to 2, which is fine. So maybe they're not dead here after all. 4, go again, show me 3 cards. If they have a no block in their hand, they're like uber dead. If they have all 3 blocks, they technically live. Oh, is that a pummel, my friend? All right, that's interesting. So they're going to give me the Fate Foreseen. They have 6 block and an unknown card in hand, which means if it is a 3 block, they can block 9 and then take 1. Or no, I'm sorry, this is for 12. So I don't need to activate Heart, but activating Heart guarantees that we end the game here. So this is 12. You give me the Tunic and then take exactly 2, and then if that wasn't enough, the pistol gets you on the next one. They just said good game. Yep. Yeah, it felt like my opponent might have been a little newer to new. No pun intended there. But you know, that was a good game. Like I feel like we played cleanly and got some tempo in the right spots. Harpoons did good things. Items came up at the right time. We didn't really get punished for running the full 70 cards, which is nice to see. With 24 blues in your aggro deck, though, the odds of you getting like severely punished are pretty low, I would say. Feels like you have a decent chance. Oh, let's play against this Zen right here if they're still here. If this is still a game. And of course it's not. It never is. Oh, there's a request undo CC game. We'll play that one. This is against Zen. Hilariously, this is against Zen. So yeah, we're just getting to play the matchup anyway. Newer or newer? Both. How about that? All right, so this is a Stonewall Gauntlet matchup. This is a Balance of Justice matchup, and this is, I was told, Pistol is for everything but Enigma, so we're going to stick with that plan. I don't know how I feel about that, but we're going to stick with that plan. Bringing in high octanes if we're playing the pistol because it's just enabling us for a crazy explosive turn, and we're just going to run the 63 card special. Maybe we're supposed to have yellow throttles in this matchup. I doubt it, but they're running Talishar into us. They are not playing around our T-bones at all, so we're potentially can get a lot of value here. I mean, yeah, deal. We're gonna block 6. Gonna block with the blues and just keep life up here. I mean, they get to filter their hand, so I understand it's a win for them as well, but that is a major W for us, in my opinion. 6 heart, 4 spark for 0. I guess we can go 6 and 6, which is technically cleaner. And then we still get a card to Arsenal off of the Spark of Genius, which is pretty much okay with whatever we draw into. Hands like this are exactly what you want to be seeing. So we're going to activate Heart because the cards don't really matter in this matchup. They can situationally, but it is more important that we are applying a metric ton of pressure. We just boosted 4 blues away, and that's terrifying. Any thought to blocking with an additional card to fish for the T-bone there? Ooh, that's a good thought, Robert. I don't know. I hadn't considered that until you just said that just now, but I mean, that's a real consideration, something that we could think about there. Like, I don't hate that, to be honest. I don't know. That's interesting. It's intriguing to me. It's intriguing to think about that. There's 2 Teklo cores left in the deck. So we're just going to try to get through this hand as efficient as well as we can. Somebody had mentioned to me the other day that I maybe don't want to block with Gauntlet on the Gust Wave. I want to wait for the Bonds because they could be trying to like fake me out. And so it's something that I've been thinking about as I'm looking at playing Stonewall Gauntlet more consistently. It's interesting to think about. We're going to take 4. This isn't Katsu. There's no on-hit effects. Nothing crazy. Gotta get a Chi here. They either have another combo line in hand, or this might just be another 100 wins for, like, value here. Command and Conquer. So we don't get to do the whole Spark thing, but we do get to block like this, and then we get to have Max V. Which is pretty cool. Unless my opponent's just going to pummel me. Okay. So spinning will kick for 5 into Talishar. Arsenal the... Yeah, we'll go to 27. Into Arsenal the Tiger. Okay. I mean, yeah, it's legal play they're allowed to make. So we're going to go boost. So this is going to be for 7. We hit a throttle and a high octane here. We get to boost for 1. They're going to give us the stride. I mean, they've managed to flip Chi, so if they have a good hand, they could just throw it all at us, right? It's turn 2, and we put them to 28 or 27 on the first turn, I think. And now we have a max V turn, so I'm intrigued to see what they block with. If their hand is like all gas and no brakes, or if they're looking to maybe give a couple of cards here to like wait for their bigger turn. No, they're just going all in. Okay. Take an 8, go to 13, and then you have your million cards in a dream. I'm going to save the accelerator for something else. We could throw the pistol here, but I don't think it's worth. Hopefully we draw something good off the balance. We need a good piece off the balance here to like really have a turn. Another max V would obviously just be insane. High octane would be really good. I would also be okay with a harpoon. Like any of those 3 cards really I feel comfortable with. Gonna go banish and draw again. Banish the command and conquer. I mean, I have no arsenal, so it's just a 2 for 8 if you do keep it in your hand. It's a last command and conquer though, so no more arsenal disruption effects coming from them. Hey Scott, what's up, brother? How are you, man? All right, so there's the Chi we know about. We knew about the Tiger and the Chi, and that's it. We no longer know about any of the cards in their hand. We're working off blind knowledge. Double Art of War could be enough to like force multiple cards out of our hand and kill us. We're probably just going to give Stonewall Gauntlet the first opportunity they give us here. Here, baby, you can use the Ice Maker. It's fine. Carly was apologizing for getting ice, and like it's honestly like it's very sweet and endearing that Carly does that kind of stuff, because it's like it's nice that that you know she doesn't try to make a lot of noise while I'm streaming, but like also at the same time like you guys are just gonna have to listen to ice noises for a minute. How could you let me take a nap? Really? I'm now being blamed for Carly taking a nap. Go figure that one out.
That's why I'm so quiet when you scream. I'm always sleeping.
I know you're always asleep. Even if we're getting like baited here, I think I'm gonna give it to him. And if my opponent's living in 2040, I'm just gonna tip my hat to him. Nope, they are not living in 2040. So Bonds is so our Stonewall Gauntlet's about to get a lot of value here. They don't have a ton in graveyard. This will hurt, but I would be surprised. I don't think they can do 30 here either, to be honest. The fact that they're looking for like their spinning wool kick, I mean, they kind of have to, other than 100 wins, but also tells me that we're in a pretty good spot. I can keep any cards here I want, so I'm pretty freely okay to take some damage like throughout the beginning stages of the turn to see what I can do. And honestly, the biggest concern for me isn't that they're able to do 30. It's more that throughout the rest of the turn, I think we're going to give this up. It's more the more scary part to me is that we're going to be so low that we can't crawl back into the game, to be honest. That's like one of the scarier parts. They break the chain, which is what they're supposed to do. And then they still have... Yeah, Tiger for 2. Tiger for 3 because of Shuko. We're going to go to 12. It's fine. Tiger Swipe would be a little frightening here. We go to 7. It's 3 points of offense or 3 points of defense. And I'm going to... No, if they had Tiger Swipe, they would have played it. So I'm going to block 3 and take 2, go to 10. And then, I mean, we're still looking at a 3-card hand here. Talishar is how they're going to end their turn. So we're going to be at 6. And they're going to have an arsenal. But they have more equipment left than us. So Teklo-Core pops off. It's kind of a shame that we had the Teklo-Core and physically no way to like get use out of it. Honestly, kind of disappointing here. Wait, what about the weapon of choice? What are you talking about, Josh? All right, so this is for 5. We're going to boost the other Sprocket Rocket. We did not hit an item on either one. So the Stonewall Gauntlet got, what, 4 points of value that turn? Not anything absurd. But, I mean, I would say a decent amount. So we can force both pieces of equipment here or a card from their hand, which is sadly probably not going to be enough to win us this game. Because, yeah, they give us Shuko. They're trying to hold on for the resource here. We're going to use Accelerator and throw Pistol at them one more time, which means they're going to be forced to give us a card, or they're going to be forced to give us the petals here. They give us the petals. I don't understand why they would have given us the Shuko first before the petals, but the fact that they have 5 cards means we're probably dead. Drawing an item in these spots is also detrimental, because it means that I would have to be able to block with... Yeah, that's really bad for us. We have to take 1. Just don't think we have another option. They're going to go get a Bonds. Yeah, we're super dead here. There's no world we get to come back out of this. We played a 4-turn game where we went second, and it wasn't enough. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. This is kind of what Zen does. You're either able to race it or you're not, and I think we gave it our best shot this game. We threw a max V at him. I mean, we didn't see a harpoon or anything, but I had a good draw. We go down to 3. We have to take the Tiger, go to 2. There's no world we can't. What would this look like if we kept the card we blocked with? I assume you mean like had we kept the zipper hit and forced another card out of their hand. It obviously would have been not as good, but I don't know. I don't know that. I still don't think we win that game. Like the blue zipper hit isn't enough to win us that game, I don't think. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just supposed to say no blocks because I need every point that I can get. But I would have had 3 less life to play with that turn. So instead of starting the turn at 6, I would have started the turn at 3, and they would have had 1 less card to use and activate there because they would have been forced to give us something. So they would have had to have given up the card that they had in hand, which I don't remember what it was off the top of my head. I don't even know that there was a way that we could have known. It was... They got the spinning wool kick off of the Chi this turn from Zen. Bonds got them... Well, they didn't play Bonds this turn. Hey, it won't let me see the chain links. Yeah, I don't remember. See if they're on anything spicy. They're on this rounds on me, which I think makes sense. People are playing this rounds on me to, like, combat it. Ashley's looking for an opponent right now. I don't see any games. I don't see any games, man. She must have, like, found a game before I could, like, get back out to the lobby and see it. Zen's the best aggro deck. I mean, yeah, Zen's, like, just the best aggro deck. He's the most explosive aggro deck in the game right now, like, by far. I am curious to know how this matchup plays because I don't, like, I don't know. Like, my plan into this is to, like, play aggro with the pistol items. So I'm not sure what we're up to here. This is, I imagine everything. We just want to be pressuring them and trying to keep as many cards as we can here. Yeah, I think we just want to run everything into them and just... I mean, we have, what, 6 poppers in the deck? Max Vs and throttles. Thinking the same thing as second cycle. There is an illusion that you can almost beat Zen even with an OG hero. But you had some gas, and he could stumble into a win. I mean, yeah, so... this hand's pretty good. I'm gonna go get a Teklo Pounder. Hopefully they don't do anything dumb and flash anything in. Not a super high chance that they flash something in on turn 0, but... Still. I like getting a Teklo Pounder and then arsling the Twin Drive here. I mean, that extra card definitely makes a difference in the turn, right? Like, us taking an extra card from them does make a real difference in their turn, for sure. That is a real thing. But I don't know if it's enough to win us that game. Kind of sounds weird, but is there a world where I want to block with 2 cards and then block with a card and equipment or something and then throw a Teklo core down? Because this hand doesn't apply a scary amount of pressure. I think this is what we want to do. You throw 9 reds at them? I mean, throwing 9 red in the ledgers will beat most anything, Josh. Like, we're going to block here. Considering they're not going to arsenal or set up anything, I'm pretty content to just put the Teklo core into play here. We're just going to run out our Teklo core and then pass to them, and we're trying to find a big, scary, explosive hand where we can try to run them over. I mean, you're forced to pitch 2 cards to put Genesis into play. Like, I'm kind of okay with that, to be honest. I think this hand's good enough. We just have to take 7. Like, we can't play defense the whole game. It was specifically for that one hand that I was content playing defense right there, but... We're going to take 7. We did draw a popper, but they had the Herald of Triumph. I truly don't know if we could mid-range Prism down. I truly don't know. We are going to pop this. I mean, even Guardian can be affected by the dominating, like by dominating by like red in the ledger. It, like Guardian can be affected. Victor is a deck that like can be affected by it. I mean, I'm going to do this and then throw the pistol twice and then arsenal the twin drive. My opponent's taking a lot of damage here, which means it tells me they're not interested in trying to play a fatigue game against me. So I'm gonna just like try and race him here and run him over here. Maybe they're trying to like pivot to fatigue after they put 2 or 3 figments into play. I know that OG Prism used to fatigue you if you weren't running all the pistol items. If you just played straight aggro, OG Prism would fatigue you a lot of the games that you played, just because of her ability to play defensively and set up things that you kind of needed to kill at times. I always fall back on defense anyway. I mean, I am very naturally inclined to play defense when it comes to thinking about hands and things, which is kind of ironic because like coming from like playing Magic and like other card games, I always played the most aggressive deck in the format at all times, and I just don't in Flesh and Blood. So I don't know. I feel like it's interesting like the swap I've taken. The Cast Homes list you have, it's got a lot of good Go Again. I've been playing that list a lot lately, and it's been super fun. I mean, yeah, like the Go Again cards in Victor are a very real thing, and Azalea can like take advantage of those kinds of things from time to time for sure. It's a very real thing that can happen. Totally agree with that. Can you even race? You hate taking damage? I don't hate taking damage. I understand when it's incorrect to take damage. My opponent said they're thinking. So it's funny because like Josh, you're always telling me that like my first like reaction is just to like take damage, and I mean to some extent I agree with you. I am very quick to be like, oh yeah, like let's block here. But Flesh and Blood is a game that's fundamentally designed around knowing when to block and when to play offense. And I think it is, when you have a card that attacks for 2 or blocks for 3, especially in a deck like Dash, it is more than likely correct to block. Imperium Rapture allows you to flip into Erudition. I mean, that's fine. You're going to draw a couple cards. I'm going to wait and block with Balance. And then I'm going to wait and block with Balance to draw an extra card here. And then we're just going to try and run them over. I mean, yeah, I'm just going to block 5 and draw a card, and we're just going to try to play so much offense it doesn't matter. It's going to be the plan. 17-17. They have some defensive items in play, things that they can use. We're going to take that, and we go to 16. They have no action points. We're going to crack Balance. Hopefully we draw something good. I mean, with all the blues we have in our hand, that's actually not that bad. This does allow us to like get back a popper on demand if we would like, or it also gives me the ability to play the throttle or the overloop here, depending on which one we want. So let's go Goliath Gauntlet. And then I really wish we had like a max V or something cool to get back, but we don't. So I'm going to we're going to come in for 9 here. We're just going to play offense. Let's go back to the game where they was at 2 and all you had to do was keep your hand and win and still blocked. To be fair, I don't block either. I'm an illusionist, so my mentality is life as a resource. I mean, not blocking like by life as a resource, like with a deck like Prism, is like a very correct thing to do in my opinion. I hear what you're saying for sure. And you're right, I was at 2, but I also ended up winning that game by like 15 more points because I decided, or like by like 13 points because I decided to block with a card from my hand because it was the correct thing to do. And I stand by that decision. I watched back and we still die if we keep the card in hand. Okay, that's good. Don't you shoot pistol here first to ping the angel? I mean, we could. I'm definitely not going to say that's wrong, but I'm 100% interested in like clearing the board here. Attack action cards get -1, so I'm still safe to play this. I'm still safe to pistol here. It still gets all of its value because it's not the flipped version, which I think is just -1. Please let me read this game. No, it's attack action cards. So this is just attack actions here. It does clear the board, just a tad more efficient. I mean, that's fair. Thank you for your service. What are you talking about, Andrew? So we're going to give go again here. I'm going to have to call my mom back. I don't even know why she's awake. It's 20 after 9. They're going to start blocking with footsteps here. Works for me. All right, we're going to give go again. I mean, I guess if we shoot the pistol at the angel there and kill it, like, and ping it, they're not able to use footsteps that early on in the turn, which does make a little bit of a better play for us. So we're going to crank. I'm going to pitch this. Throttle or twin drive here is the question. I think it's just got to be throttle, right? So what we're going to do is I'm going to go throttle. We're going to come in for 5. Thanks to Second Cycle for checking the block on the last game. Oh, Andrew said I can sleep well tonight. I like it. Yeah, Rob going back and doing that. He's a real MVP for that. I think we're just going to play Teklo Core and pass, right? Like, we're setting up to, like, get resources and, like, use our hand efficiently here. Robert has too much free time first. If you go pistol first, then twin drive, he can't reblock with footsteps. Yeah, since the chain doesn't break. Yeah. Yeah, but I definitely saw what you were talking about when I started making that play there. So I think we're just gonna... I think we can just play Teklo Core and Arsenal this and like wait for the -1 to go away. Of course, I guess if we leave him with these cards, he can also just flip that. He can just flip that next turn. Yeah, I think we'll just do this anyway. Because we still have yet to see a max V, and if we draw into one, like, we have a very high chance of being able to play it. I mean, it's unfortunate. Nothing I can do here. So that goes into their soul. This is for 5. If I was, like, more patient with my equipment, we might have been able to stop this, but I don't think that's where we wanted to be. So the resources let me go... We're going to take 5. So if I lead with the pistol, it forces them to make a decision early. They get a Figment of Protection here. I'm at work and it's dead. Need something to do. You're at work right now? Thought you worked during the day, man. I thought you were an 8 to 5 like me. I didn't know you worked at night, man. You like on call or something at night? Flips into Ravages. Okay. So this is 4. This is really 6. So I'm gonna go to 5. Grab 4 cards and start shuffling. The best fidget toy. I mean, it's true though. So if I give it, I can give Shockwave and Heart here for 4, take 3, go to 2, and then I can still make the play as long as I'm willing to activate Heart. I'm at 2, but we still get to make our play this turn where we get to throw the maximum velocity at them, which should take enough cards out of their hand to give us tempo, I would think. I mean, they have 6 on board, but what they put on top? They put a Herald of Protection on top? Oh, they didn't put Herald of Erudition on top because it wasn't there. I mean, I guess if they have Arclight. I don't know. I know that somebody told me which one of these means they're running Arclight or not, but Teclocore, I guess, does kind of like, we get got by that, quote unquote, a little bit here. So we're going to 5 go again. T-Bone forces a piece of equipment here, which means they have to give me the footsteps. So they have to make a decision on whether they want to block now, here now. Help me figure out my Blitz deck if you're bored. What are you trying to play in Blitz, Wally? What hero are you playing, I should say? Or are you like that lost that you don't even know like what hero you want to be playing? Are you going to pay? Yep, you're going to pitch a Soul Food, which means you have pretty decent blocking cards, I would say. But no blue, it appears. 4 go again. Let me tell you about... Oh my god. Robert's still pushing the Emperor deck on everybody I see. I haven't played Blitz since Arya. Oh, wow. Well, it's been a minute then, if that's the case. Robert, speaking of Blitz, I don't think you're signed up yet, are you? Are you playing? Are you going to play in August? I saw that Chris signed up. I don't remember seeing you sign up, but I miss those things from time to time. Riku said, but let me tell you about this great man, Teklo. I love that. Josh just said play Briar. I mean, to be fair, Briar is like insane in Blitz, right? Very, very strong. Lord. Are they just trying to kill me? My opponent just trying to get me? Yeah, so they take 4, or they take 2, I guess. We're going to pitch to activate Heart. And we're going to attack them. No, we have a... We have AB. We're good, man. We're not dead yet. I should be free that day. Nice. And then we can either put our opponent to... We should just kill Merciful, right, and go to 1. So we don't have to worry about it the next turn. I think that's just the correct play to make. And then we get the Arsenal Max V with Teclocore up for next turn. So we should be able to do everything we want to do here. I'm pretty sure the Teclocore gives us that ability. In fact, now I am 100% sure that it gives us that ability. So 5, go again. We might be able to sneak this one out. I don't know. We might not, but we might be able to sneak this one out. I feel like I've played this pretty fast and loose, but... Said, oh, come get wrecked by Datadol. Datadol's really fun. I don't think we're going to win this turn, but I am hopeful. Really, using Empyrean Rapture as ward here. That's a spicy meatball. 3, go again. We do not hit an item. We did not hit an item on the one before that either. We've also boosted away 2 high octanes in this match, which has been pretty unfortunate, I would say. 3, go again. We could have went 4, go again into Activate Heart, which would technically force a card or force them to do something else, and I just don't think they can stop this here. What is a world where they can stop this? Nothing. There's nothing. There's no reason for us to even activate Heart here. They can't flash it in. They can't flash at anything and kill us. Like, they don't even have anything to kill us with, so we're just going to end up getting this one. I didn't think we were, but this game was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be, but we did end up getting there. You love to see it. Yep. So we did end up getting there. It was a pretty weird game because, like, they played a lot of offense this turn. I don't know. Like, that was weird. Like, they played a lot of offense that game. Like, it was only a 6-turn game, and I was expecting Prism to make it... Yeah, to make it go longer. And I was like, oh, yeah, if we were going to pistol that game, we should have led on it. Yeah, so if we were going to pistol that turn, we should have led on it. And the turn before that, I didn't lead on pistol because we were going to play the Max V until they played the Merciful Retribution, which made me pivot from the plan. So that's why the change is there in the middle of the turn. Hey, thanks, Andrew. I appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. Guys, I appreciate y'all hanging out with us tonight. Appreciate you guys being here and hanging out with me. So, while we're waiting on a game here, I'm going to pull this up and talk about this for just a second because we're waiting on a game right now. So, of course, somebody joined. We're going to go first against Dashio here. I'm going to tell my opponent that we're thinking. But, so, a few months ago, Carly and I took a stab at, like, a comedy Flesh and Blood video, which I feel like was pretty good. I thought it was pretty funny. Carly and I, like, put one together, and we have put another one together that goes live tomorrow at lunchtime. So I'm going to post it in the Discord, so you guys will have the link to it, but it's going up at lunchtime tomorrow if you guys want to see it. I think it's pretty funny. Carly and I put it together this past week, and I think it's pretty good. Honestly, I'm pretty excited by it. So we want pistol instead of blaster here, which means we want high octane. I think we're just running the 63 card special. We don't really care about anything else, and we don't want gauntlets or anything like that. So we're just gonna run. We're gonna put Pounder into play to start the game, and then we do not draw. We do not draw an item, which is Big Sag, but that is okay. And then we're gonna overpitch and pass. This hand's bananas. BANANAS. Like a TikTok? So I mean, it's like filmed in the TikTok style, but it's gonna be like a regular video that goes up tomorrow. It'll go up like in a regular video format, but it was filmed in the TikTok formatting, so it looks like that, but it was too long to be like a YouTube short. It is going up on TikTok tomorrow though. Yeah, it's also gonna be on TikTok tomorrow. Ooh, you played a card and then played High Octane? Fuel injector off the top of the deck. Throttle. I mean, yeah, we're just gonna keep this. Balance over Crown. Don't they still run tomes? I would assume that we want Crown for filtering here in case they're not running tomes, but they could be on tomes. I don't know. Maybe I was supposed to play Balance here. I don't know. That's a good thought. I naturally very quickly thought that Crown would be better. So that was my knee-jerk reaction, was to play Crown. So that's why I did. Item. Dang. Ah. Oh, no. Oh, God, no. Sorry, buddy. That's not what's happening at all here. So 3 go again. My opponent says no blocks. They must have a good hand. Show me what you're working with, big fella. Give him the juice, big fella. So backup protocol, 0 to 60 throttle. I mean, I guess we'll take the resources here. I don't know if that's correct or not, but we're going to take the resources. And then Pistola 4 times here. Trying to put some pressure on. Seems pretty good. They crown. We took the resources, so they crown. It doesn't say they crowned anything, but I'm assuming they did. Now, the real question here is, are we supposed to use Accelerator to push 2 extra points? And this early in the game, like, don't get me wrong, this isn't going to be like a long game or anything, but I think we're not supposed to, in case we draw into an item or a spark that we want to play or put into play here. Yeah, I mean, we've only seen the 1 Teclocore as the extra item, so I think we're just going to let that resource go to waste here. I think that's the correct play. Well, we're going to be crowning immediately. This hand is like almost unplayable. We draw another red, 5 reds in a row. You absolutely hate to see it. That's tough. That's tough. I don't know why I come hang out anymore. I mean, man, that's hateful, Josh. Because who else are you going to flame if not us? I mean, Rob makes a good point. Really don't want to take 6 here. But my hand is just so bad. I mean, I think I'm going to boost just to get the value out of my Teclo Pounder here, but this feels real bad. This feels real bad. What did they show us? A 0 to 60. So they take 6, go to 16, and we're going to arsenal our last card because we don't really have another choice. Now, if we're able to keep this hand and try to, like, you know, put on enough pressure, we might be able to do something pretty good here. I know they just put a boom grenade into play, but I'm not super interested in blocking. I think I'm just going to take 7. This hand's very strong. You just missed me too much, Josh. It's okay. He said, I understand. I'm pretty awesome. I love to see Josh get tormented for a change. Okay. Getting back a 0 to 60. Yep. Yep. I'll just go to 11. My hand's pretty solid. Both those boom grenades are out of here. And then you're going to get a throttle. Come in for 8. I go to 5. You have 2 action points. I'm going to go to 3. Well, that sucks. I mean, yeah, there's not much I can do about it. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. We're going to need something good off the top. And, I mean, that's not bad, but that's not what I wanted. Our hands have just been, like, very awkward. Like, we haven't really been able to do much of anything this game, it feels like. I don't know. What do they show us? They showed us a fuel injector. We're going to come in for 7 because I think that's really all we're able to do. Why not just block the hand a while ago with 4 reds, I think, and save 1 card? You mean like block, like after we crown, just like block 9 from hand and arsenal card? I mean, we could have. I mean, this doesn't really feel like a matchup where I'm able to just block out and still have a chance. So I'm living in a world where we have to block to have a chance at doing anything. Or I'm sorry, where we have to like play offense, so I don't really want to block there was my thought process. Dio bricks more often than dash IE. I mean, that's fair. Block 6 because we have to break point guard, and then the gun kills us. Yeah. Our opponent did not brick that game. Yeah, I mean, we played a 5-turn game where our ADPT was 18.25. It's weird because going first in this matchup, I think, is ultimately the correct decision. I much prefer going first in this matchup because you want, like, I don't want them to be able to set up items. Let's play Zen again. I don't want them to be able to set up items, but if I don't set up an item, going first just feels really bad because then I'm in a spot where if I go second, I get a lot more value off of going second and taking tempo, but going first, like, they have the ability to set up an item from hand in the top of the deck. Yeah, the curse of having to choose what to go first or second. I mean, it's hardly something I think most people would feel is fair to complain about, but I think I joined their game, so I'm going to give it a couple seconds here before we leave. Okay, yeah, we're just going to find another game here. You always went first when you had Evo controllers? I mean, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Well, I'm not sure how we're supposed to win this matchup, to be honest. That chamber, we're probably just supposed to play to the power hands, I think. This is not a Hanabi Blaster matchup. I don't think this is definitely a pistol matchup. We need a chamber here, and we want Crown to protect from, like, Command and Conquer Pummel. And we're just going to, like, literally run 70 cards here, because I think that's our best play. I'm gonna do this and pass. Okay, so the fact that they're forced to pitch like that. Yep, we'll take 3. Let's say I don't get to set up an arsenal this way. I'm very surprised they're running Crown of Dominion and Titan's Fist into us. Like, feels kind of weird. No time to horse around in this matchup. I like that. I like that. I'm just gonna crack this now. Like, we just want the points, so we're just gonna come in for 8 go again here and just force the issue. Sorry, did my opponent just take 8? They must have like pummel or something. They have to have a pummel. There's no world where they're doing this without a pummel. Brother, what? You did all that for a blue disable without Tunic? This is the pray to any deity of your choosing matchup. Okay, so the list from Malaysian Nationals was quite aggressive. I mean... So I think I'm going to do this because I want to be able to use Harpoon this turn. Like, giving up Heart on this is a little aggressive, but I want to be able to use the Harpoon this turn. And get the value off of, like, trying to strip their hand here to force them to, like, not play offense for a turn. And they win the Clash. Oh, we had a Teklo Core on their Rouse. That's unfortunate for us. We do get to put that back on the bottom of our deck, which is really nice. I do enjoy that, to be honest. And then you have to show me the last 3 cards in your hand. I think we're just going to take the... Well, we just take the blue, right? Like, we just always take the blue here. Taking the blue is just, like, always the play. That's right. We're going to show the Golden Son who's the Golden Dad. I like that. That's awesome, Wally. Oh. Yeah, you pitch those cards for Hammer, big boy. You pitch those cards for Hammer, big boy. All right, so we take 5, fall down to 30. I mean, we can play the High Octane. If we rip into a blue, we get to push a lot of damage. I could also Arsenal the High Octane and throw a 12-point turn here with our hand. I think throwing the 12 points is just worth. We're up 4 points right now. Now we are down some equipment already, but they've also given up some of the value on their equipment already, so... Gonna go 4 go again. Hanabi equals fireworks in Japanese, so it's fireworks blaster. Oh, that's cool. I did not know that. That's like fun lore right there. I really like that. Thank you for letting me know that, Andrew. That's cool. Hanabi is fireworks in Japanese. They're gonna give me a Quicken token here, which is intriguing to me because I have the ability to activate Heart. Like, I know we're getting rid of 2 Teklo Pounders is a big sag. I would have liked to have put one of those in play, but we are just presented with the ability to push 2 pistol shots here, which I would like to do. All right, so they're down to 16. We Arsenal a High Octane. I mean, this hand doesn't really work very well anyway. This is a... I mean, we're probably just supposed to take 5 here, right? They have a pummel. It's unfortunate, but not much I can do about that. We're going to do this and just hope they don't have the pummel. They probably do, but we're going to hope they don't, because if we rip a blue, we just have the ability to go crazy. All right, so we're just discarding the maximum velocity, right? Because we can go Twin Drive, Boost into Harpoon, show me 3 cards, and then Pistol, load the chamber. If they didn't have it there, though, man. If they didn't have it there. Going Boost is, like, pretty aggressive, but I think we need to. We have the chamber in play, and this has been a game that has been, like, no blocks all the way through, which is so wild to me. My opponent saying no blocks as often as they are has just been crazy. I get it. Victor is like a, you know, like can be a very aggressively slanted deck. I don't even have to activate Heart here because of their block. It just means I get to pistol twice. The hilarious part is if I had a blue right there, like if that had been a blue, I would have been able to go pistol 3 times with the Heart activation. You go to 9. All right, so you're at 9 pretty early in the game, I might add. Make 4 might tokens, and if it's a bomb card, they just arsenal it. Tunic to hammer me for 4. Okay. I don't think we're supposed to block with anything here. I think this hand's fine by itself. Going to attempt to strip some cards from their hand so that they can't just throw this at me. Some horses have attitude, super freaky. Oh, that's good. I like that too. All right, so let's go forego again. See how they play this. I'm still trying to be conscious of how man, the fact that they have revealed Rouse and we have revealed an item and a spark is super lame. I do think we're going to crank this. I'm going to pitch this to activate this. And I think this is just going to be... What did they rip into? They ripped into a Rouse. I mean, the best thing we can do is get a, like, Throttle or a Twin Drive and arsenal it here, but I want to put pressure on them, I think. So if I get Zipper hit, I'm able to activate Heart. And go 5, go again into the pistol. And if they're willing to take 7 and fall to 2, it tells me that their hand is terrifying and that we're probably going to be forced to give up 2 cards here. But the good news is that they're in such low life total that if they are willing to go that low, the chamber kind of prevents us from being fatigued here. I mean, I'm not going to say prevents us, but it helps us in our battle of fighting fatigue. All right, so they're at 5. We're at 13. Go to 10. Give up all of our equipment, and we just get to pistol twice. And this is the part of the game where their trounces and stuff are going to get them a lot of value. So if I get the harpoon, it's only 1 attack, right? Like I still only have 1 attack I'm throwing at them, so I don't really get the value of actually being able to like use harpoon there, right, Wally? Or am I miscounting? Am I like, are you talking about something else and I'm missing something? We just need a hand that will buy us tempo. And I think this is the hand that, as long as they don't have like a test of strength or a trounce here, we're in an okay spot. I mean, I'm probably reclashing there. They hit a pummel. I honestly, for a second, thought we were going to win that, which would have been bananas. Did we banish double high octane? We banished a lot of good cards this game, but I mean, that happens when you're playing Dash sometimes. All right, so we put them down. They give us a card. And then now we need a hand that wins the game. And Jesus Christ, this is not it. I'll tell you that right now. This hand sucks. But we can spark for a card here, right? Like this is actually okay, I think. So we're going to go to 3. I think like this hand is not great, but I think it's good enough. Maybe not to win us the game on the spot, but it's pretty decent. Okay. So we start with 2 go again, which forces a card because they're at 1. They cannot give us the Tunic for that. The fact that they did not give us a Trouncer of Test of Strength there, they might have a Test of Strength they're hanging on to there, to be honest. They give me the Tunic, which makes sense because they want to keep their cards. I'm going to Spark for 0. Getting a Teklo-Core, we find a Throttle. We're going to crack Accelerator. I'm going to load this. Load this. We're going to come in with a breakpoint for 4 go again. You have to give me 2 cards, and then you're forced to give me your last card with the pistol. And now we're in a situation where a multi breakpoint hand here wins the game. There is a world where you could have seen 2 cards, but the... yeah, so I would have had to have played that turnout entirely different, right? Like, I would have had to have, like, played that turnout completely different. Which, I mean, to be fair, is, like, not a bad idea. If I'm able to, like, look at 2 cards from their hand with the Harpoon, there's a chance that, like, they're forced to... Maybe they're, like, forced to show me the Rouse there, and I get to take a blue. That is a possibility. This... Wrong thing. Pitching this forces you to give me 2 cards or a Test of Strength. It's 2 cards, which means you're Omega dead here. This is 3 go again. Give me a card. Yeah, as long as I didn't have a Trounce or something there, I knew we were going to win. And then this wins the game. And then we also have Pistol after this. All right, so we were able to close the last one out there. I think our opponent played too aggressively there. I'm super surprised they were playing Dominion into me. Like, maybe that's the game plan, as they're just playing offense all the time. I don't know, but, like, also, I just don't think you're supposed to run Titan's Fist and Aura Mages in this matchup. I think if you are going to run kind of Dominion, you need to be on a Nothos, like, because you're trying to play Zealous and a Nothos, and, like, you're trying to run me over and play offense. I don't know. That's a tough... Like, I don't know. That's an interesting choice. It's an interesting choice. Hey, what's up, Simper? How are you, buddy? Huge fan of Dash. Great hero to play. I thoroughly enjoyed playing Dash. The list from New Zealand Nationals was a lot of fun tonight. I'm intrigued by the fact that they're not playing like scramble pulses in their list. This is something I talked about at the very beginning of the stream. They're only on yellow throttles, which it might be a concession to like a resource curve, and you need those extra resources if you're playing the full 70, like I think that we should be in a lot of matchups. But I don't know. It's interesting. Like, the deck is cool. The deck is fun. It's something that I'll probably put it together and play it at my armory on Friday. It's probably what's going to end up happening. I'm not sure, though. Like, the deck's cool. I might also, like, put together the Victor list from Malaysia Nationals, because I really like the idea that he's playing Sigil in his list. It's very counterproductive with Trounces and Test of Strengths, but, I mean, he won Nationals playing it, so I don't know. It's interesting. I'm personally on 2 Scramble as well. Okay, so yeah, you're on 2 Scramble. Well done on the win. Thanks, Simper. I appreciate it, buddy. Guys, I appreciate y'all being here tonight. I appreciate y'all hanging out. I always have fun playing Dash. It's really cool to play the list and everything. I do think Dash is a real competitor when we talk about PT Amsterdam. So if you guys are going to Amsterdam, or, you know, even if you're just playing inside events, I would be on the lookout for Dash. I think Dash has more play in the metagame than people think right now. People are kind of sleeping on Dash right now, and I don't really know why. So I don't know. Also, just to reiterate a couple things here, Talishar Tournament Blitz in August, free to play in. All you gotta do is be in the Discord, !Discord, and you're welcome to join at any time. We'd love to have you. Also, Carly and I took another stab at a comedy Flesh and Blood video. So that's going up tomorrow on YouTube and TikTok, if you follow me on TikTok, but TikTok's not very popular. At least, like, it's not for Flesh and Blood. So if you guys, like, I'm gonna post it in the Discord tomorrow, but I think it's pretty funny. Carly and I put it together. It's pretty good. We had a good time filming it. We had some good laughs, so I'm pretty excited to put that up tomorrow. So yeah, anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out tonight. Appreciate you guys being here. No stream, maybe stream tomorrow. I don't know if Carly wants to stream more Chained Together tomorrow. I'm not sure. That might be something we're doing. I don't know if she wants to or not. But if not, I will be back this weekend with some more cards. No stream for the 4th We got family plans. So maybe see you guys tomorrow. And if not, I'll see you guys this weekend. Take it easy, guys.